We are live.
Okay, so
I got Dee Dee playing in the background temporarily. I just wanna know when she's officially off.
Bits and Scraps. Okay, that's her name. Bits and Scraps. Bits and Scraps.
Okay, I went ahead and went live.
Okay.
My email.
Hey, everybody. We're just waiting for Dee Dee to finish up.
You hear her playing in the background because I just want to know when she's off. So now she's finishing her giveaway. Hi, Joan.
Without going over. The closest to 32 is 32 is the number. That's how we do it here, Sharon.
Hi, Brittany. Hi, Shauna.
No, it's on the nose. If you get it on the nose, you win. Okay, so Bits and Scraps. Jeannie, did you grab my email? Jeannie?
All right, she's wrapping it up.
Grab my email.
Okay, I'm gonna mute her one moment. Okay, welcome to my channel. And we're gonna be doing the Piano Hinge book. Kathy and I are making this together. We're using this for Janet's scavenger hunt. So hi Lena, hi Jeannie, hi Preppy Crafty Girl, Kat. We're going to do our best to explain how we made it there. When we get done, there are lots of videos on YouTube on how to make this. We did not come up with this ourselves. This was in a book that Kathy has, and she has the book, and this is all Dee Dee's fault. And so we decided to do this from the book. And then I guess it became Eileen's fault after that, and then that's how it all came. If you're interested in the book that has this particular project in it and lots of other projects, there you go.
It's called Cover to Cover by Shireen LaPlante.
And this would be on Amazon, I'm sure. Hi, Joy. Hi, AJ. Hey, Terry. Ian, Teresa. Jean, we'll try to keep up with everybody. If I miss you in chat, I apologize. Hi, Sally. Hi, Ann Beck. Hi, Preppy Girl. Crafty Girl. And I think I got everybody so far. Welcome. Hi, Imelda. Hi, Holly. Hey, hi, Eileen. Is she off? Okay, she's off now. Okay. Dee Dee is officially off. Okay. So this is the project we're going to be doing. I'm going to put her on main so you can see the book. Okay.
Okay, it's Cover to Cover by Shireen LaPlante. You can find it on Amazon. They have it new and used. And we're going to be doing, it's called the Piano Hinge Journal, and it's on page 117 if you're working along with the book. What Colleen and I and Eileen and a few other people did, we kind of got together and tried to simplify the instructions. We used the book. We also used a video from, I don't know if you guys remember, Sarah. She has a YouTube channel, 3 Dogs and 2 Kids. Eileen had made a book watching her video, and we kind of collaborated and simplified the instructions for you. So I have the instructions on my blog. The mods will post my blog. You can get the simplified instructions there. And hopefully you'll be able to play along. There are a lot of steps. If you have trouble keeping up, you can always go back and watch the video later. All right.
All right. There is Kathy's blog in chat. Hi, Jennifer. Hi,
also, I should tell you, we're going to do the book 2 ways. I'm making my book. My book is going to be similar to what is in this Cover to Cover book. It's 36 sheets of photocopy paper folded in half. Colleen's doing another version of the book using double-sided scrapbook paper. So it's 3 12 by 12 sheets cut in half Once we get past that first step with the paper size, the directions are the same. So Colleen and I will each be showing you how to fold the 2 different sizes of paper, and then from there, we should be able to work, all the directions are the same, and we'll be able to work together.
Hey, Lori, Susan. Hey, Joycey. Hey, Jersey Crafter Laura. Hi, Jen. Hi, Deb. Welcome, everybody. This is awesome. Hi, Anna. Thank you for coming over from Dee Dee's. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. We are decided to make this book because we were like making some paper bag albums and a few other things, and so we decided that this would be really fun to do. And that's kind of how it all started, is making our own albums. And so when I made mine, I kept mine simple, using scrapbook paper. Also, when you use the scrapbook paper, it's a little easier for weaving because of the different colors. As you can see, the skewers are what you bind it to. You use some thread. I just added a couple little beads on top to embellish it. You're welcome to decorate the cover. Like I just used some scrapbook paper I already had to put on here. You can also add some canvas, or if you want to cut a piece of chipboard, I would recommend putting it just, from the hinge over. You can put some chipboard over it. It really is up to you, however you want to do it. You can also use this book for tip-ins. Like I added a piece of 12 by 12 cut down like this and cut in half. And I did that, and then to make a tip-in. So when Janet does her scavenger hunt, I'm going to type it in, print it out, and then I'm going to put them over here so I can reference back to the prompts. And so I'm going to do my best to keep up with it. If I've put too many pages in here, I'll just add it to next year. You can, this can happen if you make your tabs too skinny at the top. So be careful I'll show you when we get started, not to make your tabs too small. But if all the other tabs hold true, which mine did, you should be fine. If only one. It will look like this, to where one side is flat, one side is puffy. This is the look of the book. Thanks, Kat. Hi, Pablo. Hi, CB. And so anyway, so I'm going to get started. So I just wanted to show you my book. And let me put Kathy up here so she can show you her finished book, mostly finished, before we get started. So this is the size she is doing.
Okay, so mine is using 8.5 by 11-inch photocopy paper, which basically I cut in half. And we'll show you how to make the hinges and how to put the book together. This book is a little bit taller, so you've got more room to work with. I use 36 sheets of photocopy paper folded in half. Gives you an album with 72 pages. Janet, I'm not sure how many prompts she's going to have this year. She usually does a good number of prompts. I think last year we had about 70. She may do more. So this book hopefully will be enough to fill all the prompts. And all the prompts don't take up a whole page even, so you can double up your prompts and things like that. So I use the 8.5 by 11-inch photocopy paper, folded it in half. You start out making 6 signatures. You cut your hinges. You'll combine 2 of the signatures, so you end up with 3 signatures with 24 sheets in each signature. And then we end up binding the skewers at the end to keep and that's what keeps the book together. And then you can decorate the string that's hanging with little charms, beads, dangles, whatever you want. And you end up with just a fun journal that opens up, lays pretty flat, and it's easy to work with.
Okay, we will do our best not to talk over one another. This can happen in StreamYard, so just bear with us because you can talk over one another. It kind of goes along with it. We are going to be doing a giveaway for at the end. We each have a book. We're going to do a giveaway, which would be fun. I also, when we were practicing, that was a book that Kathy's giving away, excuse me. And this is the book I'm giving away, Art, Speed, and Life by Pam Carricker. We were going to be working on some projects out of this book this year. And Pam's other two books, we've already made our journals. And if you follow me or Kathy, we stream together on YouTube. This is the book. We already assembled one. The directions are in the book, and there's projects, and so I'm going to give this away. And so let's just start. So if you're going to I'm going to do the version of the 12 by 12 paper. Kathy's going to show you the version of using 8.5 by 11. You use watercolor paper, use sketch paper, computer paper, scrapbook paper, whatever paper you want it to be. This does not have to be for the scavenger hunt. You could turn this into a mini scrapbook. If you want to put photos in here, you could use this for a glue book. You could use this for notes. I mean, anything you want. Make it as pretty or practical as you need it to be. I think it's really fun when you decorate the cover and make it the way you want. And I think it gets you excited about it, and then you want to work in it. Like you see it, you go, I love this book. I want to work in this. And I think when you make it the way you want it to be, you just get excited to work in it. Okay, so I'm going to start, and on my 12 by 12, our mods will do their best to answer any questions you have. Type in caps so we can see if you're talking to us. And if I miss something, or please just comment below in the video, and I'll be glad to answer it after the video. If you missed something, feel free to just watch the recording since we are on 2 hours only. If you get behind, just go back and watch the recording over and over. No big deal. So I started off by folding my 12 by 12 in half. So this is step one. How do you start yours, Kathy?
Okay, so count out what I did, count out 6 pieces of paper, put them together, fold them in half.
Hi, Darcy. Hi, Sherry. Welcome, everybody. Sorry again if I missed you. If you're new to my channel, thank you for being here. Kathy can type in chat, and then you can also say hi to everyone, and you can click on the 3 dots by her name and follow her as well. She is Hangout and Art on YouTube. Just so you know. Okay.
Okay, so I start mine a little bit different. I count out 6 pieces of paper, fold them in half, do that 6 times, so you end up with 6 signatures.
You can make this book as big as you want. Let's see, I think Janet has something like 75 prompts. So prompts, things for her scavenger hunt. So basically, if you wanted, way I look at it, if you want to put one item in her scavenger hunt or a ton, if you want to make it into a page, make it into a page. It's really up to you entirely. So on my project, after you cut your 12 by 12, fold it in half, then I use my use my cutter, as you saw, and I cut it in half. And each viewer has two papers that make a signature. So then what you're going to do first step you're going to do is you're going to take your two signatures and you're going to draw a line. Measure, no matter what size you're using. This is for both sizes. So just to give you an idea, so just make a line with a pencil, something you can erase later. So make a line, a 1/4 inch down. Okay. Okay. So after you do this on your both your signatures, okay? Well, all your signatures. Then if you're using the larger book like Kathy is, she made you then go in right above your line you drew. Let me make myself larger. And bring the camera down. Okay. So if you want to, if you're making a larger book like her, Kathy's making the 8.5 by 11. I'm using a 12 by 12. Since my book is small, and I did not want to have too large of gaps in between. You see what I'm saying? Because like, see how you have the gaps with your skewer? I didn't want my gaps to be super huge because my book is smaller. And then basically I went in on mine above my line and I marked every 1/2 inch. Now Kathy's book, she marked every inch. If you're going to make a bigger book, I recommend doing every inch. If you're going to make a 12 by 12 version of mine, like I am, I recommend doing every 1/2 inch. Again, she's doing an 8.5 by 11 copy, copy paper. So then as you can see, there's my 1/4 inch line. There are my marks for every 1/2 inch. Kathy again has her 1/4 inch line and she has every inch and I have every 1/2 inch. Okay, so after that.
Okay, so Colleen, you want to switch over to me and I'll just show them really quick with the bigger book, the thing. Okay, so what I do is I've got my 6 sheets of paper folded in half. For the thicker book, if you can, make a score line about 1/4 inch from the center. It just makes it easier when you're folding your piano hinges. So put your score line 1/4 inch from the center. You don't have to do this step. It just makes it easier folding your hinges on a thicker book. So I put that score line in, and then I put my sheets back together. I've got 2 more here to make. Got score line here, score line here, score line here, score line here. Put my 6 sheets back together, and then I take my ruler and go along my score line on the outside of my score line for the thicker book, and then make a mark every inch. With the taller book, it's better to have the hinges larger. With the smaller 6 by 6 book, you want the hinges 1/4 inch apart. The larger book, they're 1 inch apart, and then the smaller book, they're 1/4 inch apart. Okay, Colleen.
Okay. All right. So now we're both at the same exact point. We've drawn our line. She marked hers 1 inch. Mine is a 1/2 inch. So the next thing you want to do, I started one so you could see it. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do is go in with your scissors and make a little V around your notch. Right there. So you're going to cut out the little line you made, okay? And hold on. I cut mine as sharp as I should have. Okay. If you don't want, I got this. I'm a little nervous. I will be honest. Okay. So there you go. So then again, you're going to go in, cut to your 1/4 inch line that you made, and you're going to cut out that V. And this is going to be what you're going to feed your skewers through. cut to that 1/4 inch line and use that as your guide. And then that way, all of your hinges, you know, are even. If your V's are not perfect, don't worry about it. If you want to make them for sure match, each signature match. Okay, after you cut the one, and it might be a little easier if they match, to be honest, is to line them up and do 2 at a time, because you're doing 2 signatures at a time. So let's do it this way. That way they're exact.
Okay, so while Colleen's finishing that up, I'm going to show you a little trick with when you're using more sheets of paper. I've got 6 sheets of photocopy paper folded in half, so it's a little bit thicker. So to make my hinges, I first cut a straight line into my mark at every inch. So you just go down your sheet, cut a straight line to your mark that is a little over about a quarter, between a 1/4 and a 1/3 of an inch in. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, then I go back and then I make my wedge here. It just makes it easier with the thicker paper to cut off the edge. And then I go down. As I go, I just kind of pull out the papers. Hopefully I'm staying in camera here. All right. So just having that one little cut with more pieces of paper just makes it a little bit easier. When you only have a couple sheets of paper, you don't need to do that extra slice. This just makes it a little neater and easier to work with. Okay, and then here and here. So do this with all 6 of your signatures. So you end up with 6 signatures that have all the slots in them. I'll do one more. I have one marked off here. I do my cut to the center at every inch. Okay, also too, if anybody has questions, we have lots of mods in the chat. Please direct your questions to the mods. They should be able to help you out. If they can't, they'll message us. But there are a lot of steps and it will be hard to keep up. So if you have trouble keeping up, go back later and watch the video. And then you can always message me or Colleen with questions. You can put questions on my blog if you like. But direct all of your questions to the mods, because this is it's going to be hard for us to keep up with chat with all these steps. So do this 6 times.
I don't think we're cutting different depths. You're a 1/4 inch in, right?
Yeah, I'm a good 1/4 inch in.
Yeah, we are cutting it the same depth.
It's just hers are closer together. Hers are a 1/4 inch apart. Mine are an inch apart because I have 6 sheets of paper. Colleen only has 2. So that's the difference. We found that when you only have a couple sheets of paper, it's better to have them closer together. When you have more sheets of paper, these are the instructions from the book cover to cover. She said to do it an inch. So that's why this is our take on the book. It's not exactly from all the things that we watched. We just kind of took bits and pieces of everything and hopefully made it easier for you guys to follow along.
Eileen, who's here in chat, she helped us with this, so she also can answer your questions. Janet has also made the book, so she can also help with some questions. Eileen was really helped a lot to go through this.
And Helen watched us make the book. She has
I'm cutting it
computer
deeper.
information.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I'm making bigger V's than Kathy. I think that's entirely up to you. You can cut however, whatever size V you want, Jamie. Like if you want a large, if you want them tiny like hers or bigger, you can do whatever size you want as long as you have two, they match. I see what you're saying. She's cutting teeny ones. I'm cutting larger ones. I write large. I must do everything large. I mean,
Colleen's go big or go home, right, Colleen?
That's right. Go big or go home. Because I literally write large, so apparently I cut large.
Yeah, that's why we're showing you two different ways to do it. Because there's no
wrong way.
Right. There's no right or wrong way. Hers are more V'd, mine are more hinged.
Correct. So yes, and so her blog is listed there. You can see the list of, and you can see basically the list step by step. If you want to see it, as we're working, you can look at her blog and go back and forth. Okay, so I have one already done, one of my hinges. Okay, so this is what it looks like.
Okay, this is the tricky part, so you're going to have to bear with us.
Yep, this is the tricky part. After this, it's a breeze.
Okay.
So I have my two that are cut. Okay, whoops, almost cut. Hold on. Two more to cut. Then we'll have them all cut. Okay, so I'm cutting again to my 1/4 inch line. All right. So then you're going to open your book, and you're going to push down every other one.
Hey, Colleen, move up a little bit so you're in the camera.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so hold on. As I said, this is a tricky part. I am nervous.
I know. Colleen's going to show you one way, and then I'm going to show you another way.
Okay, push in every other one. Like, so you're making it like, oh, I can already see that one's going to tear. So you want every other one up and down, okay? And it's not cooperating. I'm so darn nervous. This is crazy. I stream all the time.
I know. Okay. This is going to be the hardest part for everybody. This took us, when Eileen was telling us how to do it, this took us a while to figure out.
This is definitely the slow part. So every other one, like a mountain and valley. So if you think mountain valley, okay, so I have down, up, down, up, down. See, I already messed up. So every other one of these hinges, down, up. Again, mountain, think mountain, valley, think weaving. Okay. So there's one. So then I'm going to take my other one, and I'm going to, this one I started with this one down. So I'm going to leave that one up and do the opposite on this one. So then I'm going to push the middle down. Again, bear with us. Bear with me, I should say, as I'm a little nervous. And the other time, I just stream away. Okay. Because this is precise, I think that's part of the reason why I'm a little nervous. Okay.
Yeah, this is a little more exact than we're used to doing.
We normally do random messy art. So
yeah,
again,
whatever
down,
comes
down,
to our head, we do.
But we decided to pick this really difficult project for New Year's Eve.
That's just how we roll.
We like to, torture ourselves. So
make it interesting for the audience.
Again, down, up, down, up. Okay. And should have had these. I wanted you to see it done. Is to let you know this book will take you a while. This is not a throw it together in 5-minute book. This will take you an hour, at least an hour to make. Now, I believe that when we made it last night, Janet blew through it. Janet is that one. I'm totally tearing. I'm gonna switch over to you. I do this other one. So I'm so darn nervous.
Okay, Janet's the paper queen. So
Yeah,
any
she
questions about
totally
paper?
flew through it last night like nothing. Like she's been doing her whole life.
Okay, so because it's thicker paper, I'm doing mine a little bit differently because it's a little bit hard to get the mountains and the valleys in there. So what I do is I take one of my signatures, I start with the skewer, and I start from underneath and then weave it through. Weave your skewer through the holes. Okay. And then you're going to want to fold this in half and try to get these top ones. Get a fold here with the top. So press the top sheets and crease those, and that's going to be the fold of your book. And then as you pull out the skewer, press down on the bottom to make the crease for your inside fold here. See how that's folded inside? Pull your skewer out and then press down. Keep pulling it out. Press down. Pull it out. This last one. Make sure that goes down. Okay. So this is your piano hinge. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up, and then 4 on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to do this again on the other side, and I'm going to start with the smaller one. The smaller one was up, so now I'm going to start with the smaller one down. That's going to be the valley. All right, so the smaller one goes down in the valley. We weave the skewer through. Okay, got your skewer weaved through. Fold this in half. Take the mountains, the ones that are on the top, kind of put a crease in each of the mountains. Okay, and then as you pull out, all right, you're going to pull your skewer out, and then you're going to crease the valleys. Okay. And taking the skewer out slowly like this really makes it a lot easier. If you try to do it without the skewer, you can do it. It's just a little bit harder. All right. So you've got your skewer out. You have your 6 sheets of paper folded in half. Half of the hinges are up, and then the other half are creased down. All right, what you're going to do, you're going to take the other signature, place it inside so they all match, and then you're going to go through and put your skewer through all the signatures so they connect. Okay, so now you've got 2 signatures with 6 papers each, and then you're going to go to where you can see your skewer, fold your book in half, and now you have 1 signature with 24 sheets of paper.
That's excellent. You did a good job. She's calm as a cucumber.
So be sure when you're doing this, just go back and watch the video, start it and stop it. Because when we were trying to figure this out, it took us a while to get this. So don't get frustrated. Just keep working at it. Just go back and watch the video. and read the directions. It should make sense to you, but hopefully this will make it easy for you. All right, so you're going to do this with the other 4 signatures, 2 and 2. So you end up with 3 signatures, 24 each. Okay, Kelly, now you want to show what you're doing?
Okay, so where I went wrong, because again, I'm very nervous. She went through earlier, which I kind of forgot, and she did the shoot, can't think. Well, anyway, she made the little creases. Well, I'm lazy, so what I forgot I did is before I started like trying to push these in, my version was to put the skewer in and just crease it. And then it makes it a little puffier, makes it easier to push these down. I kind of forgot that step, so I do apologize for that. So that's why I was struggling so bad with this one, is because I forgot to, before I started doing that, I didn't want to do you can just do this, okay? So that was the step that I forgot, and that's why I was struggling so bad with pushing these down. It kind of puffs it out a little bit, and then it makes it much easier. So so that's where I went wrong. Again, my laziness kind of got me there. I was talking last night. I was saying how I prefer not to iron. It's kind of like that.
That's one
Okay.
of those things you don't like to do.
Things I don't like to do. Okay, so I've got mine all done. Again, I did the pushed them down, valley, peak, and then how I did it again is then took my skewer. And see, then you have sorry, my hand over top of it, every other one. And then I can run it straight through, and you're basically picking up every other one. Okay. And then that's how you do that. It's pretty much the same as her. She's doing them more per skewer than me, but yeah. So then you have 2. Now I use double-sided papers too, so I could just flip them. So it looks like, the different ones are facing. So, okay. So next we're going to talk about, after you cut your pages, fold them in half. Then we did the lines through here, and then the 1/4 inch down, I cut it, took lines every 1/2 inch, and then I cut it in a V, and then I went through pushing every other one down, valley, peak, and then weave these through. So then the next step is to put them all together, which you would have more than 2, but I did a whole bunch. I just want to show you. We're going to do 2. Is you want to hold these together, and you want to get some string, but you really want, I would make about 6 for the book. We're going to bind them all. We're going to bind them all together like we did here. Thanks, Brenda. I'm just so nervous. Okay. So imagine if you have, I'm going to put this one on here, even though this is just a plain white one, just so I have 3, be easier to show the weaving. These were my practice ones when I first started doing this. So here's your things. What I did to make it a little bit easier is I took a clip. I just clipped mine together.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's what I forgot to do.
Yeah, that way they kind of stay together. I mean, they kind of do, kind of don't, but it's a little bit better. Okay, so then I use the thread, but you can also use, waxed binding cord. You can use thread. You can use twine. I believe Kimberly is making this book out of a brown paper bag and using twine. So whatever you have, whatever you want to use, this thread comes in a lot of different colors, so it's super fun. So you're going to wrap this around. You're going to leave one little extra piece. Okay, just leave it there. Go around your first skewer a couple times just to kind of lock that in. And then it's the same as you did with the peaks and valleys. It's like weaving. So then I'm going to go over this other one and then under. Then I'm going to wrap that around because at the end I'm going to go over. Okay, hold on, over, under, and you keep doing the opposite, over, under. Just push your skewers back. Again, I'm under this one. Just you kind of gotta hold it because it will have a tendency to pop off. Over, I'm over the middle. Okay, again, you have to wrestle with it a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Over. I'm going under the middle, over the top, over the middle, under this one. Again, it's just over, under, over, under. And what this does is just basically, it's basically a binding method for your book. I would say do it to your discretion. I mean, at least 3 or 4 times. Okay, so so your book doesn't fall apart. So then what I did was I got to the end is I tied it. I just kind of wrapped it around again like that. Did a little tie. Because once we get done, we're going to glue it. So it's not going to be a big deal because we're going to glue it. If you think you may want to, you're going to add pages to this, then you may not want to glue it. Some people, I've watched some videos on YouTube. Some people don't glue it. Strictly because they decide they may want to add more pages. I made a giant one, so I did not have to worry about that. So I rather have extra pages than not enough pages. It's up to you. But I think it'd be more sturdy once you glue it. Because these have a tendency to move otherwise.
Yeah, I think once mine's done, it's done. I'm not going to be adding pages to it.
Let's try again. Yeah, like I said, this took a couple hours, but it's really pretty. If you think about how much time you put in on an art journal page or how much time that you put in on something, a coloring book page. Everything takes time. So you can also do is just leave a little string. You can add some embellishments to it when you're done. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. See, that came undone. Don't do as I do as I do. Do as I say. You
do as
like
I
that?
say, not as I do.
There you go. I'm doing it backwards.
One of those.
Yeah. So see, that came undone. Make sure you knot it better than I just did. There. Now I got it knotted. Now we're good. So you're going to want to do this on the top and bottom. Again, you have to do this top and bottom. You see on the top, and then I did it on the bottom. See, I do better when I'm not nervous.
Yeah, it's getting easier the longer we're on.
Let's see. Hi, Bits and Scraps Cottage. Welcome. I would say, do they like flattish? Mine, since I made mine with a lot of skewers, it looks like it's fatter and it goes thin. But okay, so when you lay it, I'm laying it down, it is on a slight tilt, but that's good just because when I fill this up with all of Janet's scavenger hunt items, it will then be just as fluffy as the binding. So it's kind of like a binder. If this is wider and this is narrower, then when you fill this up, it's going to be perfect. And
the
it
pages
will lay flat for sure. When you're working in it, I would say this: if you make it as fluffy as I did, it's not going to be totally flat because I've made so many in mine. But if you don't put as many as I did, you're fine. You really only need about 6. I did 10. Again, when I
bigger
do,
the better.
I go big or go home. So I use a lot of product. I always overdo everything. It's just what I do. So, but if you do 6, I think it will lay flatter. I did 10 here, and it's not going to lay totally flat. But again, like Janet's scavenger hunt is more of a glue stuff in kind of project, not really a paint and write on like you would an art journal. It is really just a glue down stuff. So if you want to paint or draw, I definitely would only do 6 because yeah, it's not going to lay flat for you. That's a good question, Jamie. So again, I'm going over and under my skewers. Sorry, I'm off camera. It's better if I can just put it against me. And this step, our books are basically the same and the same steps. The difference is that we just did different sizes. So, sorry. Over again, you have to wrestle with it. I'm not going to say this came easy. We practice this ahead of time, and again, it's a little challenging, but it is rewarding. So, most things that are difficult end up being your favorite, right? So anything that you draw or work on that's difficult, it ends up being your favorite when you're done, in my opinion, just because, you did it. I'm like, I did it. I conquered it, So I look at this as I conquered it. I can do this. So yeah, I like it. And then I feel really proud of myself. And I love this little book. I love the way it looks, and it makes me happy when I see it. And if it makes me happy, I'm going to use it. So again, like go around as many times as you want. I probably went around a little extra because I was yakking, but go around as many times as you feel like you need to hold your book in place.
Yeah, and I also find if you try it once and it doesn't turn out the way you want, do it again. It gets much easier each time you do it. I'm actually enjoying making this one. The first one, not so much, but it does. After you do it once, it makes sense and it does get easier.
And you're doing it at home and not for a live audience, so it's not as nerve-wracking.
It can take as long as you want. You can stop, you can start.
You can cuss, you can holler, you can jump up and down for joy. No one sees it. Okay, so after you bind it, what I'm going to do is align my skewer. So if you're making a bigger book, these are little short skewers because my book is small. But I also bought a pack of, you can buy these anywhere, of long skewers. Skewers are not, I'm sorry, skewers are not treated equal. Let's put it this way. They're short, medium, long, they're all not treated equal. So pay attention when you order these because again, these are shorter ones, which is fine for my book. But if you're doing Kathy's book, you're going to want the longer skewers. These are
12
and 7, almost 12 inches long. So
yeah, my skewers were 12 inches.
If you get 12 inches, then you can just cut it down. You don't have to worry about it. This was the set I bought, and because I lost these, and then I found these. So that happened too.
So Colleen's going to be making lots of books with skewers.
You'll use 6 of your 100 skewers, so you'll have plenty left over for other projects. Just saying. So they don't come in small packets. Save them for this summer and have you a barbecue.
Or go to a barbecue and ask your friends if you could have 6 skewers.
There you go. Get 6 skewers from a friend. So this one, I had one little bit of string left, and I tied on this. Then this one, because of the restraint of the cord, I just used a beading cord, and just added it to the top. So because I could not run a string through these beads. again, like not a beading expert. So anyway, I just added a couple of beads just for fun. Again, make it fun. And then the next thing you do is you buy you some, we're using pH neutral PV glue, PVA. It's almost like an Elmer's glue, really. And you're going to see this one's already coming loose on that side. See, luckily, if you wrap it a bunch, you won't have to worry. Add some glue on top. Just blob it on there. It will dry clear. So have no worries that the PVA glue dries clear. So if you're going to add to your book, don't glue it. I made a big one. Who knows? I might get 2 years of scavenger hunts in that one. I don't know. But I think 6, if you make with 6 skewers, it will lay flatter. As I said, I went overboard. If you watch my channel long enough, that's what I do. I use too much product. I make everything I go big, just saying. Okay, so I found this on all these products are on Amazon. I'm sure you can find it. If you don't have PVA glue, just use some Elmer's glue or whatever liquid glue you have that dries clear. You know what I'm saying? So you can see that soaks in them. I mean, if you advantage, I think, of using the thread versus the waxed binding thread is the fact that it's not waxed and the glue will really soak into it. You know what I mean? I feel like the glue will soak in because it's cotton and absorbent versus coated. So that's my preference again, but there's no super duper, you have to do it this way or that way.
Okay, Jamie said you can also, she said, go to Panda Express and get extra chopsticks. The first time I made this book, I didn't have skewers, but I had chopsticks. You can use chopsticks. It gives it a little more rough look. They're a little bit thicker, so you might want to cut down on your hinges. But yeah, you can use chopsticks. So that's another good idea. It might be easier with the skewers when you're doing a thick book, but yeah, you can use chopsticks. Somebody else suggested they thought at Hobby Lobby they had like thin copper poles. You could use those and maybe put some metal around it to bind it together. I mean, there's lots of things you can do with it.
Okay. So thus far, now I've kind of got my book assembled. Is there any, now I can concentrate, is there any questions that you want to ask that you don't understand why I've got the book assembled, just so I can like actually look at chat? Welcome, Carrie Ann, and I saw some other new names. Devin, welcome everybody. I'm sorry if I missed you coming in. It's hard to watch chat when I'm working on a project that I'm not used to doing. It's new, so I appreciate you guys being here. So any like questions while we're looking?
Is anybody following along?
Is anyone going to make this with us?
Is
Okay.
anybody going to use it for the scavenger hunt?
Again, there's many people on YouTube who've made this before. You can watch their tutorials if you don't like ours. But if you're inspired, hopefully you're at least inspired by this to make your own. And I'd love to see if you make it with watercolor paper or computer paper, or what you do with it and how you make it. I'd love to see that. If you want, I'm on Instagram, so is Kathy. I am the Scrap Chick on Instagram. Kathy is K-Berg on Instagram, and you can tag us. I'd love to see your books. I really would.
Oh yeah, post your
Yes,
pictures
please.
of your
We want
books.
to see. And then if you use it for Janet's scavenger hunt, or don't use it for her scavenger hunt, just we love to see it.
Oh, good. Teresa's playing along. She almost has another one done. All right, Teresa.
Oh, good. She's almost got another one done. You see how Teresa is like flying through this, and Janet flew through it.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if you're more skilled at this, you'll be fine. I wanted to make it, and it was a learning process. But I'd say if you're like me and you struggle, it's worth going through this.
And I have to say, with the colored,
Well, I have 11 skewers. That's
yeah,
not
if you use
lucky.
the
You only
colored,
need 6.
with the colored scrapbook paper, it really makes a pretty journal.
It does.
It makes a really pretty journal with all the colors.
So, so we got that done. And we're gonna, again, she's gonna have Janet will. I think we posted her link, and we're gonna be doing that. So I think what we'll do next is we'll work on our giveaway.
Oh, you know what we need to do, Colleen? We have to show them how they can do a cover.
Oh, you want to show a cover? Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, because we have time. It's 11:30.
I am all blah.
Okay, if you want to make a cover, just take, you can either just decorate the first page. If you want to make it a little bit more sturdier, what I did on here is I took a piece of cardstock, cut it to about 5 1/4 by 8, ran it through my Xyron, stuck it on top. I think for this book, I'm going to go look for a piece of decorative scrapbook paper and put it on the top. So those are different options. What did you do for your cover, Colleen, on the one you made? I think she went to get something. But you can, I know Eileen took canvas. She put canvas on top of hers, some sticky back canvas. Last night, Janet had a really cute piece of scrapbook paper with rulers on it that turned out really nice. So, yeah, so there's a lot of different options for your covers. And then also, you know, add some beads, some charms, some danglies. You can also paint your skewers before or stain them. Make it your own. Just make it your own. All right, so I'm going to go look for a piece of scrapbook paper, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you how I put my cover on.
Okay, so when I did my cover, what I did was I just added scrapbook paper to mine. I went through my stash of kind of individual papers that I keep in a bin, and I just fussy cutted those out and put it in. Again, and what's really neat is when you can customize your book. You can say, well, piano hinge books have been done before, but what you can do is customize it by adding tip ins and flip outs. For instance, sorry about my dog. Smokey, he sees someone. You can also do some tip ins up. You can do some tip ins opening to the right. You could also use your washi tape and do your tip ins on the very edges. You could also do is add a pocket to this. Let's do that. And then you can tuck little things in. Let's say you find something you want to use for the scavenger hunt. You know what I mean? Tuck it in. Use a little pocket. The other thing you can use on your cover would be this. I have is some fabric squares that are adhesive. As you can see, there's an adhesive already 12 by 12 sheet that's adhesive. You can just go to your fabric stash. You can put fabric on your cover. Just do what you like. What's your thing? Make more than one. And this is again a piece of printed canvas that again just in my stash. I don't know exactly where I got it. Glue this on. You know, if you have felt, you could glue felt on your book. So don't keep it as just paper. You know, if you like, this is I think a die cuts with a view. I think this is a burlap pack. You know, you could also buy burlap and cut it. You could use burlap. Like since Kimberly's doing the paper bag book, and using twine, I think you could definitely add some, burlap to it. That would totally go with the theme. Also, another thing Eileen did was she painted her skewers. So if you don't want them brown, paint them ahead of time and then put them in your book. She painted her skewers before she put it in. And also, I want to mention real quick too, is after you get done assembling your book, all right, just light it. I forgot. So you see here we got the pointy ends. Get some Tim Holtz scissors and trim them off. I watched a video and the girl used dog nail clippers, which work really good. So just, get on there and just just cut them off.
Okay, just a reminder, if you can, direct your questions to the mods. If you have any questions afterwards, feel free to DM either one of us on Twitter, or you can also put questions on my blog. But the mods should be able to answer most of your questions. If we miss your questions because chat's flying by pretty quick, just get back to us after the stream, because we're not ignoring you. It's just hard to keep up with all these people here. We have over 100 people. So
okay, so yes, cut triangles. Exactly. So cut triangles. Yes. Here's my book at. Other book I made. Yes. So so you're gonna draw your 1/4 inch line. You're going to find one. It's not totally done. And then you're going to go down every inch. If you're making a big book, every 1/2 inch, make knots and then make marks and then cut in V's. Now, I made really big V's. You don't have to make really big V's. I did make big V's. So you can see mine's not even. If that's going to drive you bonkers, you can definitely be more precise, because you can see I kind of went larger to smaller. If you don't want it uneven and that's going to drive you crazy, just be very careful cutting them out. I mean, go slow. We're just going through a little faster on stream. Take your time and make your V's a little smaller. And
yeah, go back and watch the video. We show it 2 different ways to cut your notches, but definitely you need to have notches in there. It's easier for the skewer to go through.
All right, so what I'm going to do is this matches this pretty well. I'm going to make just a little pocket for mine.
Okay, so what I did, I took 2 pieces of cardstock. I took a black piece of cardstock, and then I took a white and black, cut it a little bit smaller, glued it to the black cardstock so there's a little bit of a frame, and then I glued it to my first page. And there's the cover of my book, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the back. I'm going to cut the black piece of paper to about 5 1/4 inches. This may vary depending on how wide your book is. Just check your measurements. So the black piece at 5 1/4, and then the white piece I'll do at 5, a little less than 5, so it leaves a border around the edges. And then I'm going to cut, whoops, I think I have to change the blade on here. It's starting to get, it's not so sharp. Here.
See how cool that looks? So if you want a more contemporary book, like I think that paper has a contemporary feel to it. Then you would go with that. If I love that, because then if you want contemporary, if you want something that's more girly, go with girly. If you want something that's more traditional, I think you kind of know your style. I mean, what you like, because that's what you'll find in your stash.
And this is the pad I got this paper from. There was a lot of different ones I could have used in here. But I just, like Colleen said, I just wanted to go a little bit more contemporary. And then something else you could do, if you knew what kind of paper you were going to have, you could have I could have painted my skewers black, and then your spine would have had a black and white going along the side, which would have looked cool with this paper.
Yeah, some people like a certain style, and that is the style they do, and that's what they like. They know what they like, and they, I think I keep using Kimberly for an example, but she knows what style she likes, and that's what she does. I like a little bit of everything. So you'll find out I love everything. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Kimberly's paper bag one.
The paper bag version.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to where she's using. You can buy brown paper. You can buy brown paper in a pack if you don't want to use a grocery bag.
Oh yeah, the options are limitless. I mean, you can, just whatever you want. We're giving you the basic instructions, but then you use the papers to make it your own.
Yeah, so whatever your style is, I love everything. So mine's kind of mood based. Or if I buy something, when I buy something new, I want to use that. Mine can be also mood based too. So like I said, I'm hoping the double-sided tape's going to work. Hold on. So whatever your style is, like
Okay.
you could actually, draw or paint your cover. I mean, there's no if you want to do a blank thing and just draw on it, go for it. I mean, I think it's fun to see everyone's styles. I love everything. That's my problem. That's why I have a lot in my stash, because I love everything.
Yeah, there's even in that book that Colleen's giving away, I'm not sure if it's that Pam Carricker book, but when she made one of her covers, she actually took a piece of canvas and put it through her printer and one of her own art, and then put that on as her cover. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do.
Okay, I'm going to give up on the red line taping title. I'm not a card maker. I am not a card maker. That I do know for sure.
And actually, this one didn't come out too bad. I may go along here and trim the edges. You can trim the edges if you want so they don't stick out from the outside, or you can just leave it as is. This one might be cool. This might be cool if I went and edged the papers with black ink maybe as I do them.
Oh, that's a good idea. You could edge your paper with ink and give it that cohesive. That's neat. All right, so I'm just gonna. Okay, I finally got the fabric glue out. I have to let this dry. I love this stuff. This stuff will glue anything. If you more than just fabric, if you can't glue something, get out the beacon glue and it will glue it. It's stinky, but this stuff works so good on more than just fabric. So, all right. So I added my little fabric pocket, which is cute. Kind of matches my book. So then, of course, I gotta let this dry, and then you can add little things to your book. You could also, depending on her prompts, you could use staples in your book.
Yeah, you can
think about it. You could just staple some stuff in, depending on what the prompts are. This would be my first year doing, I keep saying prompts, a scavenger hunt. This is my first year doing this, so honestly, don't know exactly what to expect. There are others here who...
Oh, you haven't done the scavenger hunt before?
I haven't. I did one with Darcy and their sister, and that was the only one I think I ever did.
Okay, Janet, is this the third year we're doing yours, Janet? Okay, also Tanya said she's going to paint her skewers, half of them black and half of them white, so it has a checkerboard effect.
Ooh, that would be cool. I love that idea. That's awesome. That's what I said. I hope we inspired you to do something something awesome, something of your own, something that your style. I love that idea, checkerboard skewers. That's fantastic.
Okay, Eileen said to show this is also, if you have the book cover to cover, this is a different way you can use your binding. You can actually stick them into a piece of wood in a circle and have something like that on your desk that you can flip through. That's another interesting way to bind your book. Yeah, Janet said this is her third scavenger hunt. So yeah, there's lots of fun. This book is really good. Terry had bought it and Dee Dee sent me her copy, and there are tons of different journals you can make. And this piano hinge journal is under unusual bindings.
Oh, okay.
Unusual.
Listed as levels of difficulty. I didn't even think about that till now.
Yeah, it doesn't really say level of difficulty, but the chapters are, I can do a quick flip. It's called Cover to Cover. The Explosion, Bookbinding Basics, then it goes through the different stitches, pamphlet stitch, basic codec, different stitches, stab binding, fold books, combination books, unusual bindings, that's what we did, and then talks about presentation. So let me do a quick flip of the book. Here's the Explosion. She just talks about how there's been an explosion in art books in the past couple decades. A lot of people doing art journaling. Lots of pictures of different types of journals, old journals, handmade journals. Talks about different parts of a book. What different materials you can use, what kind of paper, you can use fabric, different types of boards, different types of adhesives. Recipe for making wheat starch paste in the microwave if you want to make your own paste.
Wow.
Talks about different types of thread, cutting tools. I think a bone folder is an important tool with making a book because you want to make the creases in your spines and that you want those to be pretty straight and sharp. It makes it easier when putting together your book. There's different types of hole punching materials or tools. Excuse me, I have a really bad cold today. It's just a really pretty book with lots of pictures. So here we go into the pamphlet stitch, which I think is your basic art journal book, 3-hole stitch. And this is a good one to start with. It's pretty easy.
Which is what we were doing in the Pam's books.
Yes, Pam Carricker uses these. She does the 3-hole, and then there's a 5-hole, and there's a 4-hole. This chapter goes through the 3 and the 5-hole, different cover variations, how to make different covers with pockets, different format variations, just beautiful papers. Okay, here's the 4-hole. That's one that Pam uses in the book Colleen's giving out. And there are really good detailed step-by-step instructions in this book too. But like I said, start slow. Don't get discouraged. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Agreed.
Because the first time I did it, I'd wanted to throw it away. I didn't want to do it anymore. And now I'm really happy. I'm really happy with how mine turned out today. But 3 weeks ago, the first time I did it, I didn't think I would have been able to make one of these. So it does get easier as you go along. Okay, so.
Okay, that's true. So this one I added a pocket on. Then we got the flip up. I just want to show you options to customize your book. This one, everyone knows this trick, I hope you do, the washi tip in, you know what I mean? So I feel like this way you can kind of like, let's say if you're doing her scavenger hunt and you have a lot of something and you can't fit it on your book, just, do a little washi tip in too. So kind of just make your book your own. And I think that's the fun part that I love about making books is just, make it your own. And I buy them too. Don't get me wrong. I love them all. So the other thing is I did start making my book with Dee Dee, and I've got that ready to go. I've kind of cheated and already worked in mine. Oh, thank you, Teresa. That's really sweet. So I've got that and work in progress. You should see the table behind me. I thought it looked bad at Christmas time. I've got everything lined up. So I did start my Dee Dee book, trying to work in here. This is a Mead. It had the little tabs. So I did, like she was talking about, again, this is kind of like this, making it your own, making it special and pretty so that you want to dive into it and work on it. And so I gessoed my covers. It was an ugly blue. You kind of see it peeking through a little here and there. And then I gessoed it 2-3 times before I finally could cover it all up. And then I did some stamping, and then I used a Donna Downey stencil. And then on the back side, I added some papers. And I've already been working in. I was trying some faces with Dina Wakely. I was trying to do this, fill up the whole page, and I didn't like it because I felt like this was too busy. I think, but again, it's okay if you do something and you decide you don't like it, you move on. And I think by the end of the book, you might even develop your own style, what you like. You know what I mean? This one I was, again, I'm working with the Arteza pens. I got a bunch of these. These are actually, this is ink, not watercolor, but anyway. So I was practicing with that. I did do a little gluing. Dee Dee does not want you to just glue. So there's some gluing, some watercolor or little ink pen flowers, just a little bit. This one, I didn't like it all. Oh, I hate it. So I just covered it up with paint, and then I did a stencil. I think this is a Tamara Lamport, like an old one she used to do, older one, and then just covered it up and just did this. Okay, so if you find one you don't like, just cover the sucker up. This was a class light book I did and charcoals, but because this was really, really wet, it is just school paper crinkled. So then I just took a magazine image I liked and covered it up that has to do with painting and stuff to cover up the crinkles. But again, like this one I was playing with, I had this stencil down and I didn't like it. And then I decided to make this cute little pen sketch hippie girl. That's my favorite kind of stuff to do. This was some Christmas stuff, tags, little things people sent me. And Happy Meal, I just threw those in there because this is when I started the book and just found this little image. I think I did the back of this with, I'll show you the different versions because you're going to have to test it, see what you have, what you like, what will bleed. Let me find it real quick. What bleeds through, what doesn't. I think on this one I used a distress stain. Thanks, CD. I use a distress stain on this one. If you have like a bunch of these like I do, you can take this and you can and blob down if it's the white paper. There you go. Just blob it all down. Get some colors on. Use these things up. I'm going to use these in these books too because I have so many of these I don't use and it works really good and it doesn't bleed through. So that's what you kind of test out. This, I think I used some of the Arteza pens for the background, a stencil, found an image. I wrote down some of my 2020 art goals. And over here, just, I did some gluing on this one, but again, I also wrote down, just made this kind of my goals for art goals. You may have a book that's got other goals, your exercising or eating or whatever it is. But I'm just keeping this one mine art based. So I think if you're going to do that, I would make another book. This one, I just added a coloring page. And what I was actually doing was testing out some new pencils and stuff like that I have. And this is a good test page. So I was trying out some watercolor pencils, some regular pencils. I was trying out some ink pens. So I'm kind of using this as a test page. Anyway, so you can also put your coloring book pages in here too. So again, this one, I didn't like what was going on. Gestured it through a little Donna Downey stencil, and then just took my pen and did that. So it doesn't have to be, every page doesn't have to be great, right? And then like this one I did, and I was excited about was the fact that I didn't like the butterfly I had up here. And like Dee Dee was saying, to stick a Post-it over it and post it. So I just took a magazine words that I have a box of those sitting, and I found one that matched, and I glued it on, and then I covered it up with that. And because the rest of it I felt was good, but like I just have like a box of boxes of words, things I like. So I just looked through my little box of words, found a purple one, threw it on there. And this one I was just I drew, kind of used doodled some flowers, did some pen drawing, did some stamping. So this is a combination, some stamp background of stamping, painting, doodling. So I think that's kind of what Dee Dee wants. This is my idea of filling up the book. I think I did not like this. I see this and I go, oh, good Lord. I realized that was not my style. I hated this. But I'm leaving it because it's in this. It doesn't matter. So again, this is a partially, stamps, painting, collage, doodling. This one's a coloring book page. This is a stencil. So I think you could, just kind of mix it up. So just give you an example. I really like this project. So I'm having fun with Dee Dee's project. So, and then just by making the cover cute, you know what I mean? I think you'll use it. And I probably like this. I like experimenting in this because I don't have to worry about messing up good paper or products. I think it's a good experimental book to have, just so you can practice and try out new products, swatching or whatever. And I also have another one. It's a graph one I want to work on too. But again, like you can see the difference between like the cover that comes with it and then make the cover yourself. And then again, with this book, it's like you can have it this way or you can have it however you want. So the book that we're giving away is Kathy and I are working on a project. We're working on Pam's books. We'll be doing other stuff because we like to do everything. And so basically, I went through my book and I Post-it noted all the projects, and she listed materials and the step-by-steps, and I went through tagging those, and we and then I already made my book for it. So that's why I'm doing this as part of my giveaway. And this was the 3-hole stitch, the method that Kathy was mentioning in the book. This is the 3-hole stitch. And I just got all these cuts, did the 3 holes, and then basically covered this with a canvas, sticky canvas, and then a sticky canvas, a separate piece for the edge. Again, you could cover this book with canvas and then paint. So that's why we're doing that giveaway. We're going to work out of this book, and then also we're going to work out of the other book. So if you want to follow us, we would appreciate it. And I've also made my book for her second book. And again, it's the same size book, double the pages. And we did this one. It's assembled a little differently, but this one was a 4-hole stitch, and it was assembled a little different. But Pam has the instructions in her. This is what Kathy was talking about. If you wanted to put your own art on your book, your piano book, see how she put this through a printer and took her own art and put it on her cover. But basically, she gives instructions for the book, and then
Yeah, what we're hoping for
um,
next year is that a lot of you guys, when you watch us, you play along with us.
she gives step by steps. This book's a little easier to see because it's larger. This is her second book, but this is twice as many projects, so we're going to play along. So, so yeah, I've got this book made. I've got this book made, and this one's a little like a fewer projects, I should say. And then we also go. So if you want to follow us along, if you're new to our channel, we would really love it. We like to play and try new art products. We also like to get people to participate in art with us. This is a paper bag book that I made for this one. This is what we were talking about. If you wanted to take your piano book and you want to use paper bags, you can. So whatever style they like, but I do recommend is putting clear gesso on them because it's going to suck up all of your paint or whatever. Put some clear gesso down. So no matter what you put on it, it won't matter. So this again was one. This is the 3-hole stitch, which is in that book that Kathy mentioned. This is chipboard. So again, if you wanted to use chipboard on your cover here, you can do that as well. So this is chipboard and some gaffer's tape, and I'm gonna paint and decorate the cover. And we're going to work out of the Pam's portrait book, and so it should be fun. So anyway, so that's our kind of next year things. We're going to do some other stuff, but I think it'd be fun. We want to work on portraits and stuff too. So
Yeah, the big thing is we're going to work on portraits and making journals. Hopefully continue on some other stuff. Colleen had some fun projects last year with acrylic painting and the abstract animals. We also we're trying to figure out how to do reverse collage, things like that we've been inspired by Dee Dee.
Thanks, Darcy.
So hopefully, and let us know if there's anything too that you'd like us to work on.
YouTube just went crazy. I hope it was okay for everybody else. I'm going I found finally one like Robin Clendon. I'm going to be jelly plating in here. So this is going to be a fun project to work on. So yeah, I said we kind of go back and forth. We both like a lot of different things. What's the other book we like that we were thinking about working out of? I think we we're also thinking about working out of this book. We like this one. This is another one we like. Pretty much Deanie Oliver has similar style to Pam. So we also want to make some. I don't know if we're going to do this one cover to cover or not, but we're definitely going to. We want to actually try working out this book as well. As far as inspiration, I guess, for Dee Dee's book. I mean, I would say it's easy to do. Like take your Blick book and sketch these out, sketch the art products out. You know what I mean? Get in here and use this and sketch out your art products. So I also grabbed find books you like for inspiration. I like this one. This is Draw Every Little Thing. I am a beginner. I'm not a good, not like Dee Dee. I've done it for many years. I am beginning at drawing. So if you're a beginner, this is a great book. And these are kind of things that I'm going to be working on in between, and I'll be showing you guys and what I'm working on. So again, this is kind of simple folk art style, which I really love. And then I also got this for inspiration, a year in art. And if you don't have any idea, like I'm not going to do all one theme. I'm going to do whatever strikes my fancy in my book. And this one has week 1, try this. Week 2, try this. Week 3, try this. Week 4. So there's 52 weeks of projects. So this is a neat book because Dee Dee does want you to do some drawing, practice drawing. And this is a combination of this book is drawing doodling, sketching, painting, a little bit of everything. And I think this is a great book for practice for beginners who want to draw. And she gives you, you can copy hers or do your own. But this is another really good book for ideas because I think I'm.
Can you push the book down a little bit?
Oops, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Sorry, Tanya. I am the book elf. I love books. I'm a bookaholic. I have lots and lots and lots and lots of books. Eye candy books, drawing books, painting books, you name it. I love books. So you will see that. I will enable. If you watch me, I will enable you with books. That's a promise. So again, this is a sky study. Again, if you were going to say you wanted to practice skies, this is a sky study chapter. So each one, again, is got inspiration. If you're, I mean, again, depending on your skill level, this may be simple pencil, this may be difficult for you, but I think it's all worth a try. Of course, my favorite thing to do is to draw houses. So I love this part. So as soon as I saw the house, I'm like, sold. This one is to do yours by color, which is a cool idea. I know Dee Dee has done many things on color, so you could also do your things by color, which I love. So I love doing that. The fact that you could do one of your pages in red or blue and any, you know, I just think that that's a simple one. This one is flowers. So she starts off easy in the beginning, I think easier, and then has some more challenging ones towards the back. And then I love this one, windows. Oh, we love windows. So yeah, again, so this is a neat book if you're a beginner and you're looking for ideas. I think you might like this. Not just for Dee Dee's book. You can use this in your mixed media books, your sketchbook. But I love stuff like this for ideas, for inspiration. When I see something like this, I get all excited. It just, and look how she did her edges. Like you can find it, you know, I mean, look how she did a simple little bubble wrap, little, you know, swirls, some doodles. We see how she made her edges yellow, and that's similar. And then she did some little, see on the edges of her book, she consistently did this, and how cool that looks. You could do that in the piano book. You could do that in the composition book. Look how neat this looks. So look, there's a yellow. So most of them, not almost every page she did this. Look how cool that looks. So yeah, you could take this book and doodle all the edges. And then when you do this little flippy through, you'd have all the edges. Or in the other book. Isn't that a cool idea to make your edges all the same? So when you get a book, like really look at the book. Like what sparked you to buy the book in the first place? So I think that you can basically, you know, find a book that what drew you to buy that book, then that's probably what you want to art. You know what I mean? So, you know, I love the pencil sketch. She even has the actual rose. I love the edges. I love everything she did. So find something that inspires you. I think in your everyday mixed media, it doesn't have to be on that, but I love books like this. I have lots of books, and I love all books.
Hey, Kelly, what's the name of the book again?
Love this book. This is called
Your Year in Art.
Your Year in Art. I got it at Hobby Lobby. I used my 40% off coupon. You can find this on Amazon. I've also seen this at Michael's. So it's a project for every week of the year to overcome the blank anxiety and inspire creation and exploration. Her name is Chelsea Ward. And she's coming out with a year in watercolor next May, which I'm looking forward to. So I'm gonna get that one. When I find a book I like and they start making a group, I'll buy the whole series. Yeah.
Whoops.
So if there's a series, I will buy them all. So, you know, like I said, this one, I mean, this is really pretty. This is done in watercolors. I love those too. So yeah, this is a really neat book. If if you don't want to do, Dee Dee was talking about doing one theme for your book. If that's your thing, go for it. I like to do whatever strikes my fancy. That's what I'm doing mine. So, but this is a really neat book for inspiration. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So again, if this is too simple for you, then again, I'm showing this to the general viewers.
Hey, Colleen, what was the other drawing book that you showed?
The other book I really like is Draw Every Little Thing. Again, this is for beginners. Learn to draw more than 100 everyday items from food to fashion by Flora Waycott. And this I love too. Okay, here you go. It's $6.12 on Amazon. Thanks, Jen. Exactly. So like I said, definitely use a coupon if you buy it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. So I'm sorry, Michael's does not use coupons. Buy it at Hobby Lobby, or they might have it at Joann's, because they allow you to use coupons on books. So there you go, $6, and you can, I think, play along. This one I got on Amazon, I know for sure. And this book again is for beginners. But then even on those of you that are seasoned artists, I think you may enjoy the inspiration from it. So I do think some of these offer that. And then some of these are strictly just for beginners. So again, she goes through how to use colored pencils and shading. That's on my list to do more this year. How to blend with paint and painting techniques. But I want to work on is using my pencils more this year. So that's one of my 2020 goals. So use my pencils more. And so she goes through showing basic drawings. Again, this is for not the seasoned artists. This is for the beginners. This is a step-by-step. I love this. This falls into my folk art style, hippie stuff. I don't know. I just love this. I love that this is a shelf. It looks like, with books and decorations. I just love this. So this is a step-by-step I'm going to definitely do. She starts off how to do easy peasy. And I love step outs. And I love doing these. I love doing hanging plants. I love hanging plants in real life. There's a little window page with cats and stuff. And look for deals. Also, go on Amazon and look for these. If you can go on Amazon, look for them used. You can buy these from used on Amazon, used bookstores. You'd be surprised how much cheaper you can get your book and buy it used. It does not have to be new. As a matter of fact, the book I'm giving away is a used book. I've lost my other Pam book, bought a second one used, and then found my other one. So don't be afraid to buy your books used. Go to your library. Local library will have book sales. I go to those all the time. I get books for 50 cents for paperbacks, $1 for hardbacks. Yeah, go to your library. Look for books there. Look and go to yard sales. Oh my gosh, there's always yard sale books. Yeah, it might have to be look a little bit more, but they're out there it's out there to find something a little less expensive. I love this. See, this is cute. This is like a 60s style legs. I love this. So again, she has this step by step. So I wanted to just show you guys different things you can do for inspiration. And again, I'm a beginner. So I guess this is a great book for beginners. And I love this with mailboxes. How fun are mailboxes? This is one of the ideas that I had Helen send to Catherine is mailboxes. That's something else I love. Is a cafe, a step-by-step for a cafe. This is, again, these were done with pencils, pens, and maybe markers or in the background, but this is mostly done in pencils. So Like Dee said, there's inspiration everywhere. I glue on my fingers. Look for it and find it. Look at this, like a little flower book she was mentioning. Look how cute this is. One big piece of paper folded up. I love this. So I just wanted to show you guys. Oh my God, there's an envelope, Eileen. I'm not making envelopes. I cannot make envelopes. If anyone knows me.
I didn't tell you earlier, Colleen. Eileen had suggested you make an envelope to put into your journal.
That is never going to happen. The other things you can do is we like to do the jelly prints. You can use that in your jelly prints. Let's say you have a big stack of jelly prints. You could totally make this piano hinge book with jelly prints.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Those
wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah.
You could also use your jelly prints in your composition book and your other things. For example, this was a book that Norma sent Kathy and I. She used scrapbook. She has scrapbook papers in here, and she sent. These are all jelly prints, and most of them are jelly prints. So see how if you took, obviously, bigger sheets, where she used on card. These are on cardstock. This is cardstock. And you could actually make your book with jelly prints. Then it's really your book because it's your jelly prints. And then you could glue all of your banana stickers and whatever else is in the scavenger hunt. So yeah, fingernails, all kinds of good stuff. So again, this is another way to make your piano book. It's another way to cover your composition book, glue it down on the paper, tear it up. Kathy and I are taking Life Book this year, and one of the I have taken it in the past. Just for example, let me find it. One of the artists for Wanderlust. This is one I printed it out and put it in my binder for my cover. Because I print out all the PDFs and stuff from Wanderlust and Lifebook. This is one of the artists that's going to be in it. And this is a prime example of taking your this she did. Okay, this is a face she painted. She cut off part of it, and then she used all her little jelly prints in here. And then this one again, she painted. This is a really cool idea. So she painted, I'm going to zoom in on this. See how she painted on the book paper? So you take your book paper and take your pens. Yeah, this is again like a a bendy, like a paintbrush tip or whatever. And then or your watercolors, and she painted this on book paper. And then it was really cool, I think, is the fact that she put it on here upside down and add on top. So again, like when you're into mixed media art, the world is your oyster. Like you can do whatever you want. Now, how cool is this? Like to just use your faces you paint, or pencil, your coloring book pages, your jelly prints. It's endless. No right, no wrong. Again. So do your thing. Have fun this year. Make 2020 the year you go out there and you try new things. Take a class if you're able to, or if you don't have the money, go on YouTube and search for deli papers, collage artists, and just start looking. There's plenty on YouTube that's free that you can learn these things. And have some fun. Just set out this year, like I'm going to do it all, and have as much fun as I can. I'm going to have good things, and I'm going to have failures and winners and losers, but I'm going to love it all. I'm going to try it all. That's the attitude that I go into every year when I start a new year. Is to this year I'm going to try it all. I'm going to do it all, and I'm going to love every minute of it. And if figure out what I like, what I don't like. And if you don't like to draw, then don't draw. Do other stuff. If you want to learn to draw, but you can't draw like me and you want to draw better, get you some books, get you some simple stuff. Start simple. You can't start off where Dee Dee's at. You can't start off there. You have to start off doing stuff like this and work your way up. Kathy Arbor's in chat. She does an excellent YouTube channel. If you want to click on the dots by her name, she's excellent at drawing, sketching. She has some YouTube classes, more or less, on there for learning to sketch or draw. She's excellent at it, and you can follow her. I hope. AP Jamie is streaming next. You can click on the three dots by her name and follow her. She streams once a month. She is she paints and draws, does mixed media, does a little bit of everything. Super fun. And our hope is that when you leave, not just today or any other day, and you come to our channel, is you have fun. You have fun. You laugh at yourself. I laugh at myself all the time because of the things I do. And you leave inspired and have fun. And that's our goal. You know, I was just working in, this is, again, I got these half off at Hobby Lobby. And I went through and was testing some pencils I got from Blix a long time ago. Forgot I had. Again, and I was going through that. So then I went in and used the Blix pencils. I was watching TV, and I was just decided to do some sketches. This is on a towel I had out for the holidays in my kitchen. I love country stuff. And so I had that. And then I took, and again, start where you're at. So I took my favorite mug, my new favorite. I love clay. I always get the clay mugs. And inside it's kind of orangey. And I did my mug. This was inspired. I didn't like how I did this in pencil, but again, blending, type of pencils used, all takes time. And like I said, I'm not an expert at pencils. But again, this is a Christmas card I had that I totally loved and was inspired. So again, a Christmas card. Again, I was just playing with some lettering and doodling. Like, again, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece. It's, you know, you gotta just, if you sit in front of the TV with some pencils and draw what's in front of you, you've done something. And again, it's muscle memory, and you're learning and having fun. So that's our goal for this year, is for you guys to, and every year is really just to have fun. Buy lots of books. So we are kind of done early. We got our book done way quicker than I thought we would, but we did practice this last night. I was very nervous in the beginning if I would just calm down, slow down. If you want to, Jamie, if you want to start getting ready, it's 12:20. And
we should do our giveaway, Colleen.
Oh God, I forgot about the giveaway. Yeah,
we'll do our giveaway.
Shoot, thank you. See if I need to stream with someone else today. I'm nervous. Okay, all right. Picola. So let's do the giveaway, and she will help monitor the chat. So we'll do it just like Dee Dee's. We'll do the random.org. And we will basically enter the numbers between 1 and 100. Don't enter them in until we're done, until I say go. And then after that, I will end it stop. And then person closest without going over wins the book. And
okay, so how are we going to do it? Should we do the first? We'll do two separate ones. We'll do one and then
I agree.
Okay.
I'll do one and then you do yours.
Okay.
So, okay, again, mine is used. It does have a little crease in the back. So when you get it, you know, it has a crease in the back, no big deal. Other than that, it's totally perfect. And you can play along with Pam Carricker and us. So we work through this book. So we'll get ready to do this. Sorry. All right, bye, Text Judy. Thank you for coming. Okay, I'm going to hit ready. We're going to 1 through 100. If I can get my mouse to work.
And it's the person that comes the closest without going over. The first person who comes the closest or on the mark without going over. So if there's duplicates, it's the first person who puts the number down.
Yes. We'll do 1 through 100. Okay, we're waiting for everyone to enter only because we are in different time zones, and I want to make sure everybody gets their numbers entered.
And then Colleen will go ahead and generate the number on screen.
And please only enter one number, please, and not more than one number. Okay, so you guys see that? Yeah. You only need, one number, and since you entered it both,
For Helen.
yes, you are disqualified. Only one number, please. All right, I'm going to hit stop in a minute here. All right.
Okay.
The winner is
Drum roll. Let's see. Did you generate your number?
Yes. It is 91.
Okay, Artsy Wannabe Nancy has 89. Let's see what the mugs say.
That's what I think it is too.
Yeah, that's one thing. We have great mods. We don't put up with anything here. We get rid of the trolls pretty quickly.
Yep.
Okay, so is it Artsy Wannabe Nancy?
I believe it is. I think it's Artsy Wannabe Nancy.
Congratulations, Nancy.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I'm on Facebook with her, or not Facebook, on Twitter. So.
Do you want to put up your email?
Yeah. Let me get it on here.
Okay, so Nancy, if you want to email Colleen, she can get your address and she'll get the book out to you.
Yes.
All right, so now, all right, this is the book that I'm going to give away.
All right, so to send me your address to my email. Hi, Barb. I'm going to make Kathy big. She's going to do her giveaway.
Okay, if you're bored with watercolor, read this book. It's by Veronica Ballard Lilia. And it's a book that Sandra Scraps to Beauty worked on, and I really liked it. I liked it so much I got 2 of them. So I'm giving one away to you guys. And it's just a fun watercolor book, mixed media and watercolor, with some fun projects that we'll work on throughout the year. So let me type in Everybody ready? I'm going to type in go and then enter your number 1 to 100. There you go. And Helen put up a link for the book if anybody's interested. Some of you may have the book if you had played along with Sandra. We need some music for when the numbers fly by. A little Jeopardy music. Okay, is everybody getting their numbers in? Let me do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oops, let me type in stop. Giving you a couple extra seconds there. Hold on. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, I'll type in stop. Okay. Oop, Joyce Boring got hers in just in time. All right, so this is the first time I've done one of these. So I've got my random.org. I'm going to generate a number 1 to 100. 43. 43. Oh, I see on the screen.
Oh, Kim is 43. Right on the dot.
43. Let's see if she's the first one. Let's go back and see if anybody else had 43 before her.
Yep, Jay Weber had it first, it looks like.
Yep, Jay Weber, I see. Oh, Lisa had 42. She was close. Oh, Teresa Crafting Chaos, 43.
Who?
Teresa Crafting Chaos.
Okay, she has it first.
I believe so.
Oh, yeah, Teresa Gumpy. Yeah, she's got 43. She might be the first. Yep.
Okay, let me put in my email.
Yep. Wow, I can't believe 3 people had that nailed.
I know.
Before. That's wonderful. Wow. You guys need to play the lotto, just saying.
Okay, Teresa, here's my email. Send me your address and I'll get that book out to you.
Oh, thank you for verifying that, Janet. That Teresa was the first person to enter it. So we always go by the first person that gets it right.
Congratulations, and thanks everybody for watching. This was a lot of fun. If you have any questions about making the book, just email or message Colleen or I, and we'll try and help you.
Leave a message underneath the video.
Leave a message underneath the video. Ask a question on my blog. Go back and watch the video, and I promise, the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Yeah, that is. I think that's a neat book too. Yeah, Nancy said she's glad to get the link to the book you're giving away.
Yeah, it's a fun book, and we'll play. I'll pull this out pretty early in the year.
Mods could put in Jamie's link for us. We're going to Jamie's next on our 24-hour marathon, which is so cool. We're going to go to artist Jamie Poet. She is from 12:30 to 2:30. And then after that, it is Deb Ebbs on, there we go. And she is the 2:30 to 4:30. And then Shauna. So stay tuned and follow us as much as you can today. This is on Jean's, the Musical Scrappers blog. I don't have her blog. There she is. Musical Scrapper, that is her blog, and then you can click and get the schedule so you can follow along if you don't have it already. If you're going to be out and come back, you'll be able to find us.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Hop on over to Jamie and have a happy new year.
Yes, have a happy new year. Lots of art, positive vibes. It's a good year. It's a good day. Bye, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye, everyone. Happy New Year.
Have fun at Jamie's. Oh, today is Mama Son's birthday, and she said this is the best day. How about that? 24-hour marathon for your birthday. Woohoo! That's terrific. Happy birthday. That's awesome. You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to her scavenger hunt and playing our books. Bye, everybody. Bye, Teresa. Thanks for coming.